Hello everyone, welcome back to On the Fly. Today we're looking at Day 5 of the World Junior Championships currently happening in Gothenburg, Sweden. So today was a great day of action, highlighted by teams fighting for their lives to avoid the relegation round. And we'll take a look at the scores from today's game, starting off with Switzerland against Norway. This game started off very chippy, with Leon Mugli taking a 5-minute major pretty much right off the bat. And when this happens, normally you see a team like Norway, who aren't necessarily the most offensively proficient, where they're more so focus on their defensive side. But when we see this sort of idea and this sort of option or ability or opportunity for Norway to take advantage on a 5-minute power play, they normally capitalize. Today they couldn't, which means that from there on out, pretty well, Switzerland took control and never really looked back. Your final in this game was 6-2. Also important to note, Kasper Magnusson did take had a bad hit, initiated it, which likely will result in him being suspended for the relegation game, which is a huge loss for Norway. Probably one of their best offensive players, and as I sort of touched on, they're not very good offensively. So if you lose him, you're starting to go down in the ranks. That is a big problem for Norway as they fight for their tournament lives on January the 4th, which will happen at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to watch that one, because that'll be a good game too. Obviously, two teams fighting for their lives, and we'll see who the other team is. With Switzerland now in the quarterfinals, we'll take a look at the second game of today with Latvia playing Germany. 6-2 is your final in this one. And in this game, it was sort of surprising. We sort of touched on it a little bit yesterday. The key number was 3 goals. If Latvia could score 3 more goals than Germany, then what that would result in Latvia likely, keyword likely, making the quarterfinals. If Germany could keep it below, with 2 goals or less, that would mean that Germany would be the team in the quarterfinals and Latvia would be the team relegated. Last time I checked, 6 minus 2 is 4, which is greater than 3, meaning that Latvia is now in a prime spot to make the quarterfinals. Germany is now in the relegation spot as of right now. They still have a game to play, so we'll take a look at that a little bit later in this video. But still an important game for Latvia. They took care of business today. As we take a look at the news, Switzerland game, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's some good parts. Switzerland played great. There's some bad parts, the penalty right off the top, and then there were some ugly parts. There was a big brawl. Always going to happen with this, when teams get chippy, relegation teams are going at it. They need the win. They're going to get chippy towards the end, and no different in that game. But they really showed some good pushback, and they played well. So good on Switzerland for doing that. Norway is now relegation bound. Important to note for them, they are going to be playing for their lives on January the 4th at 5 a.m. So be sure to be there. It's going to be a good game. Then Latvia got the job done today. It is now out of their hands and up to Germany, who is going to be telling Canada to bring it on. They need to beat Germany will need to beat Canada or make it to overtime. And we'll get to the sort of the situations in a little bit. But it is important to note Germany has to now go after Canada, which is going to be a tough matchup for them. As we take a look at the standings, we'll start in Group A with Sweden in first place, 9 points. That cannot be changed. Canada in second with 6 points. Finland, Latvia, and Germany are all tied. Well, they're not tied, but they all have 3 points each. Finland is now in first place because of the tiebreaker, which is goal differential. Latvia in second because of goal differential. And then lastly, Germany in third last place because of goal differential. And we'll talk about the goal differential here in a little bit when we take a look at tomorrow's games. But we take a look at Group B. This is pretty well set. Slovakia was in first place with 9 points. US is in second place with 8 points. Czechs are in third place with 4 points. Switzerland's in fourth place with 3 points. And lastly, Norway is in last place. That will not change. Norway is headed to the relegation round. As you take a look at tomorrow's games, this is where it becomes to get interesting. December 31st, we have Slovakia playing the US at 6 a.m. The winner of this game, no matter what, regulation or overtime or shootout, the winner of this game will be the top spot in Group B. Then we take a look at the second game of the day with 8:30, Finland and Sweden. We'll sort of mention this a little bit later. We'll see what the importance of it is. Switzerland will play the Czechs at 11. The winner of this spot will be in third place in Group B, no matter if it's regulation or overtime or a shootout. The winner will be in third place. and then Canada and Germany. And we sort of mentioned it as we flip over here to the what-if scenarios. So when we take a look at the relegation, we'll take a look at the relegation part first. So the what-if scenarios are this. If Germany can get any points against Canada, Latvia will be relegated no matter what. So that's the key part we look at here. If Germany gets any points against Canada, whether that be overtime, whether that be a shootout, whether they win, if they do any of those things, Germany will be the team in the quarterfinals and Latvia will be the team relegated. If Finland can score points versus Sweden and Germany does not get any points, Germany will be the team relegated just by the way the point differential or the goal differential works, because Germany and once again Latvia will be the head-to-head. Since they beat Germany, Latvia will be the team in 4th place. Finland will be ahead because Latvia can't get any more points. Finland will have more points than the 3 points already, which will result in Finland being ahead of Latvia and Germany, and then Latvia is ahead of Germany by head-to-head. And lastly, if nobody scores points and it stays exactly as it is, Germany's the team relegated, because nothing's changing. That's how it works, goal differential. The guys on TSN today were trying to do some crazy math. It's not how it works. They do a subgroup, and that's what happens. It's a subgroup, and then it goes goal differential. That's a subgroup of goal differential, which is 3, 0, and -3. That does not change. That's how it works in terms of the goal differential for them. So with that being said, we have all that understood. Now let's take a look at the what-if scenarios for the group of Group A, because Group A is the tricky one today. Group B is pretty straightforward. The winner will get the higher spot. The loser will take the lower spot. Now, the what-if scenarios for Group A, if Germany can win in regulation against Canada, no matter what happens in the Finland game, Sweden will become first, Germany will come second, Canada will come third, and Finland will come fourth, just by head-to-head, right? Because we look at it. Germany would have beaten Canada and Finland, which means that they have the tiebreaker. Sweden can't be touched right now because Sweden's beat Canada, and Canada's the only team that can catch them with 9 points. So if Germany can beat Canada, they'll move to second place. Canada will be third, Finland will become fourth. If Germany gets overtime points against Canada, which are equal to, or if Finland has less than the points that, so let's say, for example, that Germany gets 2 points, or Germany gets 1 point against Canada, and Finland gets 1 point if Germany gets 1 point or 2 points, or if Finland gets 2 points when Germany gets 2 points, Canada will become second, Sweden will always be first, and then you have Germany in third and Finland in fourth. But if, let's say, for example, Finland gets 2 points, gets the overtime win against the Swedes, and then Germany rather gets 1 point of the overtime loss to Canada, then it'd be flipped. So it'd be Sweden would become in first place, Canada would be still second, Finland would become third, and Germany would become fourth. And then if Germany gets no points whatsoever, once again, it just remains the same. It'll become Sweden, Canada, Finland, Latvia. Finland has the tiebreaker over Latvia, and Canada and Finland cannot switch. So it does not matter what happens in the Finland game if Germany gets no points, because it's going to be a stuck-in-stone thing. But nonetheless, be sure to come back tomorrow. We'll have it all under control. But with that being said, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. If you'd like to drop a like, if you really like to, consider subscribing. Tell all your friends. You comment down below your thoughts on Day 5 of the World Junior Championship. Until next time, see ya.